Here we are for Dad's first annual memorial cruise, Old Town to Pomo. Just now 5 o'clock. Doesn't even start for another hour. You can see the streets are already packed. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Over there fighting the hoop.
Do you?
Special cruise night. We honor in memory of Bob Sundberg, who used to come down here every single month. All the way from the memorial service over here at the beach in California. Also, right squeezers in my life.
Yep, that's Charles.
I've never smoked it, and I remember looking up, I can tell them so much they hadn't smoked it.
And we have different rides, we have different engines under the hood, we all have the same heart. And Pop's had a great heart for this country, great heart for this group of people out here in Pomo. He loved the cars, he loved the music, and without fail, he wanted to hear something from the 80s, and I had to play it loud.
Yeah.
So one of the memories that I have when I first came up here tonight, I realized that I had to find my own parking spot. Because he always saved me a spot. He'd always have something there to make sure that I didn't have to lug my gear too far. And I'm going to miss having that. Not because of the parking spot, but because of the man that did it. He was here for all of us. He just enjoyed hanging out, sharing a story or two. Always wanted to hear what you were up to. What was your last... what was the last car show you did? What run did you do? Where did you go? Who did you meet? Who did you talk to? He wanted to know the people. He wanted to know the stories. And there is something about this group of people that brings out the stories for all of us. So when I was putting together a few things to say tonight, one of the things that came to mind was a poem that I heard. I'm going to pull it up here. And I think it kind of puts in words how we all feel about Pops and how he felt about all of us. It's called Life's Highway. As I travel down life's highway, I offer kindness that I hope touches the heart of those I meet along life's journey. Leaving behind smiles and minds that are filled with loving memories. Never burning bridges, for tomorrow I may come this way again. At times I reflect on my journey that's a part of life's highway, and I'm thankful for all the friends I made along the way. My friends of today and yesterday are in my heart and in my mind, and travel with me on life's highway. I can only trust that I touch the hearts of others as they travel life's highway. And when they reflect and view the stars, they view them as friends as I do, who touch the heart along life's highway. Bruce, did you want to say a few words?
Not after that, nobody can talk
That's
after
all right. That's all right.
that.
You know, actually, I'll give him a second to collect his thoughts. You know, lost my own dad about 11 years ago. And time doesn't make it easier, Bruce, I can tell you that. But one thing about a group like this, Dad would have been out here too, checking out the chrome, checking out the V8s under the hood, the double barrel carburetors, the fuel injection systems,
The Hemis.
and of course the drivers and the stories that they're going to share. And I'm sure my dad is up there right now with yours, very proud of us both and the things that we do to help bring people together with groups like this, whether it's the cruise night or other car shows, other events, drive-ins, cruise-ins, whatever. The fundraisers we do to raise funds for such great causes, and every single part of it because of muscle, chrome, iron, steel, and a driver. Well, petroleum, yeah, but now it's electric.
It's not. No. I said
Forever.
EV is
I
a
don't
dirty
know.
word around here.
It'd be a really quiet show in 15 years if I want to. But yeah, every single one of you, whether you knew Pops directly or whether you just know one another, you all have stories to tell. And I'm going to open up the mic here in just a few moments after I think Bruce and Shannon both wanted to say a few words. And anybody who'd like to share a story briefly about Pops, you will be more than welcome to do so.
Hey guys, thanks for coming. I'll let you know this is the third time I've done this today, or this week.
This week.
And it's not going to get any easier. We did this in San Jose, and I don't think we even had this many people show up. It was just a family thing up in San Jose, and I had to tell them about you guys. I had to tell them Dad had a secret life you guys were nothing about. And we did a slideshow, which you're going to see a variation of here in a little bit. And I said, you need to know something. The pictures of my dad, I didn't take them. The Pomo fans and friends took the photos. And I stole them mostly from Cindy. And I had to say that they had his whole other life down here. They all called him Pops, which was a nickname that he actually got from the music scene. Because I was a photographer in the music industry for a long time, and I would start dragging him out to concerts. And one person called him Pops. And that was it from then on. Everybody, even the people down here started calling him Pops. It was like a, not just a name, it was his title. He wore it like a badge of honor. And originally his thing with cars was in 1962, he had a 53 Dodge with a 392 Hemi in it. And it was the fastest truck in San Jose. And when they raced, they didn't just race the Fremont Raceway, they also had races from San Jose to Santa Cruz. So they're doing road racing on 15-inch wheels with 78 series profiles, about 5.5 inches wide over Highway 17.
White walls.
If drum brakes.
No power steering.
No power steering. And then even about the time, the first car I remember us having was a 57 Chevy Bel Air. And my dad had to put a 2x4 under the gas pedal to keep my mom from flooring it. So he had petrol running through his veins, and we'd always been in cars and racing. And my grandfather was around with Carroll Shelby back in the day. So cars have always been a thing. So many of you might remember the reason we started this cruise in March of 2020 was our civil disobedience against Governor Newsom. When they told us that they were shutting everything down, we all had to stay home, and we said,
I don't think so.
yeah, I don't think so. And so one Tuesday afternoon, I started a Facebook page, started planning a cruise, and about 3 minutes later, Shannon started a page. I never met Shannon before, didn't know her from Adam, and now she's actually being my best woman in my wedding. Because as much as we love the cars and the music down here, the reason why we do this is the people. And there's a lot of people standing in front of me right now that I didn't know 7 years ago. And called none of you might know some of my closest friends. I don't know where Glenn is right now, but Glenn actually came up to San Jose and spoke at my dad's memorial service. And he had to explain to him the relationships that we have with a lot of these people here. And the thing that I always talked about my dad from more, I introduced him to a lot of people that really didn't know his secret life, didn't know about the scenes in the music scene, you know, going backstage concerts and being a Robles and stuff. People were like, who the hell are you? I said, I'm Bob. I'm Pops. Get out of the way. But I'm going to introduce you to Shannon. A lot of people know who she is, but when she found out Dad was coming down here every week or every month and paying for a hotel room, she said, the hell you are, come stay at my house. And she opened up her home to him and then later to me. She's one of the most generous people I know. And I always like to introduce her, because she got a mouth like a sailor.
I'm proud of it.
But and she wears that like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
But she really is one of the sweetest people you're ever going to meet. And I know she has a warm spot for Dad. So I'll let her tell you what she's got to share.
Woo! Hey, Shannon.
All right, I'll try to make it brief. I think that's what James said, but we'll try. So yeah, I heard Bob was coming down here and paying for a hotel, and I said, nope, that's got to stop. He can come here. I think at one point he said, well, what do you want for it? Just you. Like you make me smile when you come down here. You tell me stories of the music scene. Damn it already? Okay. He tells me, all these stories, and we have just so many memories with him. But I have to share at least a few. One of them is we have a stool in front of this house. It was actually going to be tossed out, but it sits in front of my house. It's still there. He actually stopped staying with me back in November, and I never moved the stool. He would come, said once a month, and he would sit out there and he'd talk to the neighbors, he'd talk to my mom, and smoke his cigarettes. And if my cars are being washed, I have the green Viper and a green Challenger, they're getting washed, and he would make sure to let me know if there was a spot mist on it. So he was just so much fun to be around, and including to my cats. He was not really a cat guy, but my little girl Rosie, I have this teeny tiny little Persian that was just obsessed with Bob. We kind of think maybe because Bob shuffles, he would shuffle a little bit when he walked, and so does she. Or she was trying to murder him, we're not sure, because if he came out of the room, she was right there with him. He would sit in a chair in our living room, and she would be on the cat tree just looking over him and just so interested anytime he was around. So he was definitely her favorite human. I guess I can get it, but I don't think he ever did. He didn't understand why that little fur ball was always following him and waiting for him to come around. But he was a great man. Said that the stories he told alone were worth knowing him. I hope if anybody else has anything to share, please come on up and do so.
Cindy?
Anybody else want to share?
Cindy.
Hi everybody, my name is Cindy, and I was coming around here a couple of months actually before I knew Bruce and Carrie. And every cruise he'd be sitting over there with his chair and his American flag,
Yep.
smoking a cigarette with his hat. And every single cruise I get a picture of him. Like I said, it wasn't until later that I found out that he was related to Bruce and his Pops. And I was calling him Pops before I knew that was his name, because that's just what he looked like. Old Pops. I was just drawn to him, and he'd always, every time he'd see me, he'd hold up his hand like this, and here I am. I another time. I miss seeing him, you know, but I'm glad I got to know him. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that one thing about Pops was he never met somebody that wasn't a friend. We just didn't know it yet. And he just wanted to get to know you. He wanted to know your story. Speaking of stories, anybody else have one you'd like to share? The mic is wireless. We can bring it to you. Don't be shy.
No?
No.
Carrie?
Oh, no.
No? No?
I already did all my talking.
I think I talked
Last
enough.
weekend.
Nobody needs to hear me keep ramble on about him, but
I didn't know him well enough.
I know it's tough on Bruce. You know, Bruce, it's another way I can call you my brother, you know, is we both lost our dads way too soon. We were gonna miss them horribly. But again, they're up there in heaven right now looking down on us, saying, hey, keep up the good work, keep getting people together, get them to know one another, learn their stories. Because in the end, it's not about four wheels on the pavement, it's about the story of the driver behind the wheel.
Yeah.
And who they've met along the way, who they've touched, and who hopefully they've made a positive impact on. So unless anybody else has something else they'd like to share, I'm going to play a song that I think Pops would have wanted me to play right now.
I was just gonna say, we need some 80s music though, and we need it loud.
We're going to have some 80s music and some loud, but first a little patriotism.
If tomorrow things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. And thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm gladly stand next to you, and nothing hurts till today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me. And gladly stand next to you when the fairs are still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. An American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you, and nothing hurts till today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
All right, Bruce is putting on a slideshow here. Do come over and check out some of the photos of Bruce, of Pops. And thanks for sharing these memories with us today. Thank you for coming. By all means, enjoy the rest of the cruise tonight. We're here for at least another hour. There are still, I'm sure, lots of fresh squeezed lemonade glasses to be had across the way.
Good time.
Lots of cookies. And then we've also got the food trucks are still here as well. And 805 Barbecue, big thanks to them. It's the first time they were here, and we're glad to have them. Do check out their burgers, they are fantastic.